Welcome to the HMAR Mobile Tech channel. So I've got a special treat for you today, and I have made friends with a guy who lives in the Colorado Springs area who has a really beautiful custom 2002 Jeep Liberty 4x4 that's right behind me, and I'm going to have this guy show and tell his vehicle to all of you. So I hope you enjoy this special treat and watch it in its entirety, because you will be impressed as I was when I first saw the vehicle. So this is Ben, and he is going to tell you all about his vehicle.
Hey, how you doing? So yeah, this is my 2002 Jeep Liberty. Originally I bought it as a limited, but for any of you Jeep fanatics that know, they also made a Renegade model. And so besides the fender flares, I have converted mainly to the Renegade with the roof lights, the wheel, the tire cover setup. So it's just kind of been piece by piece of how I've been putting this together. I've owned this since September of 2021. So it's been quite the journey. I bought her with 220 on her. She's now sitting about 275. She's been practically rebuilt from the ground up. I mean, minus the engine that's been going strong. That 3.7 has been treating me good. Everything's been rebuilt. Trans has been replaced, transfer case, and then of course suspension rebuild. New tires, new, practically anything you can think of, she's on there. So I'm just gonna do a little walk around, and then we'll just kind of get into it. So I'm a huge lights guy. Love lights, love everything to do it, love automotive lighting. I love doing it the right way as well. I love all the top names. It's like Morimoto, for example. A lot of my build is inspired by their builds. I use a lot of their components, their bulbs, etc. Roof lights as well. And then I'm also a huge fan of WeatherTech as well. I love all their stuff. Grew up loving them, so I got all their mats, their window visors, etc. So anything they make for this car, I have it. So yeah, I mean, this thing has been quite the journey, quite the lot of hours. But part of it's just been the love of the game. I love cars. I love everything to do with them. I love building them. And it's kind of just the built, not bought. I eventually want to get something newer, but this has just been fun for what it is. So I'll take you through it as we go. So we're doing the. So yeah, we're gonna do the walk around now. Like I said, I did do the wheel change. So they came with a limited 5-spoke before, and then I hunted down 5 Renegade. There's one on the back as well. And then I put some, of course, BF Good KO2s on there. You got to put the best on there. She is a 4x4. She also has, this was a very common option because of how expensive it was from the factory, but she has a full-time 4-wheel drive system in there with the transfer case. So what that means is that I can do a full-time 4-wheel drive in this vehicle. So it's not just during snowy or harsh conditions. It's anytime that I want to, I can put it in 4-wheel drive as long as I'm going about under 60, and it should be good to go. So that is a very nice feature to have. Then when we go to the back here, I have, this tire cover is actually another funny story. I had one of these before. I hunted them both down on Marketplace. Of course, that's where you go for all your, your car wants. The first one actually got stolen off my car, if you believe it or not. In Arizona, when I got this car, right before I moved, I went to Arizona, and long story short, was that I had my car parked, wasn't in a bad neighborhood or anything. It's just one of those days, and I came back and it's just gone. Like, would you believe it? Thought my coworkers were pulling a prank on me, but they're like, nah, bro, we didn't touch it. So was I without a tire cover for about 4 to 5 months till I hunted down that next one. And the funny story about that one is I found it. The guy shipped, all I had to pay was shipping, because the reason he had it was it wouldn't fit in his trash can. He was trying to get rid of it. So it's just kind of a win-win with that. So it's a funny story with that. And then you can also see that I'm a huge fan of tint. I love my tint. I got 5% wrapped on the entire vehicle, and then the windshield's got 15, so probably not the most legal, but just drive safe, And then the license plate as well. I know, so that one, it's B-Baked. So the story behind that, just a quick one. It's kind of a nickname that I've had growing up. My dad's nickname growing up was T-Bakes. My last name's Baker, if you're not familiar. So I just kind of did a play on words. My first name's Ben. So I did the play on words with B-Bakes. I've just always gone with that theme. Just thought it was simple, personal. So that's the story with that. And then I also, huge fan, not that they really add much effectiveness to it because it's not hugely lifted. It has a small lift. So the fun fact about these, The O2s, the first day they were produced, they did come with a small factory lift of I can't remember, I think it's like 1.5 inches. It's nothing crazy at all. But I did have to hunt down these step bars. Love the way they look. You don't really, again, unless you're really small, you don't really need them to get into the vehicle. It just adds more of the aggressiveness, in my opinion. So as we continue walking around here, you can see, yeah, kind of the top up here. You know, you got the roof rails, you got the light bars, you got the rear window deflector. That's all been added. It's pieces you got to hunt down. They're not very common. They're hard to find. I mean, all of these I had to find those individually. Then the rear window deflector, I had to pay somebody $70 from Kansas City to ship that out to me. So I'm very persistent, and when I want something, I find it. So that's how I go. And then you got the WeatherTech window deflectors, and then the tint. I just love how all of it kind of just clicks together for an incognito look. And then up the front, because kind of where we started. So I got full retrofit builds by Frank at C4 Lifestyle. I have to shout him out. He did some great work. I got a full HID setup in the heads. And then I guess,
do you want to mention that business again?
Yeah. So it's Frank at C4 Lifestyle. We'll include his link in the video, but he did some great work. Love the guy. He does specific Liberty builds. We got a full HID in the heads. We got switchbacks in the signals, and then we got some LED projectors in the fogs. And then I also included a little just 10-inch light bar at the bottom, nothing too crazy. Actually, it is hidden very well, so when it's used on the road, it's not blinding other people. And then I also got a full roof bar light setup that I have converted to LED as well, because those were factory lights, but I just stuck some Morimoto H4 bulbs in here as well. So yeah, that's kind of the outside to it. Like, there's nothing much more. But she's a pain in the rear end, but you know, she gets me where I need to go. She's fun, and she, you know, people always mistaken her. She's like, man, is that newer? I'm like, you wouldn't believe me if I told you it's 20. Seats are the fun part of this. So where those are from a European model Liberty, and why that is because they did not offer black leather on any of the U.S. Liberty. You can only get tan. If you wanted leather, you're getting tan, and you're just gonna deal with it. But I was persistent. It took me a couple of years to hunt him down, but I found a seller in Europe, and he de-skinned his seats. He sold them to me for it converted about $750. I got him over here, and I took all these seats out, and for about 6 hours one night, just re-skinned all my seats. It was a pain in the butt, but I would still say it was worth it to this day just because of how rare it is. And then of course the carpet was a whole lot of fun, and then the panels and what have you. So yeah, and then of course you got a full star. I did a full star liner in here as well. It's kind of hard to see during the day, but about 600 stars in the ceiling when I took the headliner down. And it really adds a uniqueness to it at night as well. So, and then what else are we going here? Then yeah, like I said, I got a full Alpine system in here. I got a double 12 in the back, and then an Alpine head unit, then Alpine door speakers, and then as well, I did add some courtesy lights in the back as well. You know, like I said, a huge fan of lighting, and those are the stock footwell lights that they have in the front. So I just wanted to add some in the back just to make it look a little newer, because the newer ones do that as well. Then you get to the back here. This is the factory, not very option as well. These are kind of rare, but the factory Jeep stretch mat for the back. And then just my cleaning supplies. I always keep these with me, you know, tub of towels, chemical guys, that's all I use, little trees, you know, you can never go wrong with just keeping some spare stuff on you. And then you got a sunroof cover that I use when I'm away. And then yeah, here's the double 12 in the back. Yeah, and then there's that setup in the rear. So nothing too crazy. I'm trying to keep it simplistic as well. Don't try to overcomplicate it. It doesn't need, you know, you don't need a whole lot. The carrier mainly just so I can keep it on me, because I drive this thing everywhere, and I don't want to be like, oh, when I go to the car wash quite often. So, but that's where that's at. So, but yeah.
Okay, well, let's work our way to the front.
Yeah.
And he's going to show us what we got going on under the hood here.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing too crazy. I try to keep her cleaned up a little bit. Got a couple wires running everywhere, but everything in here has been replaced. I mean, like down to the freaking the fuse tray, the battery, every utility on this engine has been replaced. Obviously, besides the core of the of this vehicle has stayed the same. It's been running strong for 275 now. You just got to keep her oiled up. That's just, there's nothing to it. She likes to eat oil. She likes to eat gas. It's an old Jeep. What do you expect?
Yep.
And she don't go fast. That's, what are you going to expect?
This is a reminder, guys. You need to check your fluids about every 2 to 3 weeks on old cars.
Yes.
To keep on top of this stuff, because if you catch a problem early,
yes,
it's not going to be a big problem for you later.
Catastrophe. And I got a little Canon air filter right here. This does absolutely nothing to help speed. It's quite literally just for looks. I love the way it looks. I got it on a Black Friday deal. I was like, all right, might as well.
Nice.
But yeah, every pulley, everything's been replaced. As they go, water pumps changed, alternator, everything as it goes gets changed. So, but yeah, you keep up with her, she'll keep up with you. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Quick thing, could you leave the hood open real quick? I just wanted to ask you one more time. Tell us about this system that you have here.
Yeah. So
and then also, I want to hear also about the person that you spoke about earlier that I don't remember if I got all the audio for.
Yeah, you're good.
But we wanted to make a mention of that, and then
100%.
Put a link in the description if you wanted to go get some custom things done with the lighting. So
100%, so what I use, there's only 3 things that I use for lighting when it comes to it. Frank at C4 again built my heads and fogs. Shout out to him. And then I use
that's Frank at C4.
C4 Lifestyle, yes,
and
sir.
He's here in Colorado Springs?
He actually isn't. He's in, if I got it correctly, he's in Indiana, but he's out of state.
Okay.
But he ships worldwide.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
And then he does a lot of custom Cadillac parts as well. Cadillac, Nissan, JDM parts, whatever you're into. And then the other thing for my bulbs, I use only but Morimoto. They're quite expensive, but I go for quality. I hate replacing stuff, so I just want to go with the best. Leave it in, and it performs great. So I got a whole HID kit in the heads from them, and then a pair of LEDs in the fogs as well. And then for my signals, I only use LasFit. They're switchbacks. They're great. They're about $50 a set per ball, or for the set. Like I said, you can't get much better bang for your buck.
Nice. Let's see the lights turned on. How does that sound, Ben? I'm just going to shut the hood down. We can see the top lights.
So yeah, roof lights are acting up at the moment, but I can show you the heads are warming up. They're HID as they do, but the grill markers. So I got them linked up. So when you hit the right signal, the 2 are going to light up. When you hit the left signal, these are going to light up as well. They're switchback. And then I got the HIDs are warming up as we speak, and then you got the LEDs and the fogs.
Nice.
And then I'll turn on the bottom light bar for you.
Nice. Thank you.
Absolutely. And yeah, for these vehicles, you didn't get any other option in these. You got one stock bull reflector. That's all you got for these. So I was adamant. I also wanted to be color matched with my car. They were pretty gaudy looking when they were just factory, but no, I mean I like small detail, and that's definitely a smaller detail a lot of people don't care about when it comes to these cars. There's a lot of people just treat these as throwaways. I don't think any car is a throwaway car. A car is a car, so. You treat it good, most of the time it'll treat you good.
Right, right. That's good. Well, I always like to say, if you drive your car like it's a piece of shit, it will become a piece of shit.
Man, you can't say any more frank than that. I love it. Yeah. So
we'll go around and
of course, I don't know if I failed to mention, but so one of the failure or weak points on these vehicles is going to be the front suspension. It's got a lot of moving parts. When they designed it, it probably wasn't the best articulated. If you didn't know, during this time period, so Mopar was part of Daimler Chrysler, and what that is, Daimler is actually part of Mercedes. So I like to joke that halfway of this car was designed by Mercedes, which in reality maybe like a quarter of it was. Mostly Mopar, but it had a Mercedes influence. There's small details, even down to the hood shocks, that for this era, most cars just, you had a pop-up pin that would hold the hood up. So maybe they overcomplicated it a little bit. That tends to be a failure on a lot of cars. You just overcomplicate things, but a lot of things have been replaced. She rides good now, really smooth for what the era that she's out of. But yeah, that's one of the weaker points on this car for sure. But I mean, everything else, you just got to keep up with it. It'll keep up with you. So that's just what I just wanted to point that out. A little fun fact. But yeah, I mean, this thing is She's a tank. Another fun fact, I had one of these before her. She actually got into a rear-end collision at 2 in the morning a month before I bought this one. She saved my life. These things weigh about 3,500 pounds, but they are just 3,500 pound tanks. They are insane. I was going home about 2 a.m. and some guy was going about 90 and just blew a red light, and luckily I was going a few seconds later than I was, and just blew out the back end of my my other one, but it's like, again, saved my life. I walked away with a minor concussion. So yeah, no, I'll forever be grateful for these. They're tanks. They're heavy. They do what they need to do. You know.
It's a good story, Ben. We're happy that you're with us.
Yeah, no,
definitely.
I agree. Thank you. So.
And if you wanted to just come back and show us the rear lights,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, let me flip on some.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Lighting. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. One other quick thing about these taillights are they were produced aftermarket for these things, but they were discontinued about 2015. I had to hunt these down on my own. They were very hard to find. Had to pay about $200 for them second hand. Oh, here, let me turn this back on. But couldn't be happier with them. They're unique, and you just don't see them anymore. So let me flip on those reverse lights for you.
Yeah.
And then I got the dual action. You got the two up top, and then you got the two on the bottom. And then it's kind of hard to see during the day. I do have it tinted over to give it more an aggressive look, but they're more aggressive at night, of course. But so, and also you also can't go wrong. You need a WeatherTech. Please sponsor me. If you need a license plate cover, got it from my parents' vehicles as well. You can't go wrong with the WeatherTech clear cover, UV protected, just keeps your plate looking nice and clean year round. So can't go wrong with one of those.
Nice. This is definitely some very good material here, and wow, this is a nice custom Jeep Liberty. This is the first time I've ever filmed anything like this.
These cars are kind of, I'm not gonna lie, they are kind of neglected. A lot of Jeep owners will tell you this ain't a real Jeep, and I agree. Wranglers always have that little more of a cooler effect. I agree, but at the same time, I think it's cool creating something that a lot of people just don't care about. You know, that like I said, a lot of these cars are used for like side by sides. They're used as throwaway cars, trailer park cars. They're more than capable. You just got to put the time into it. That's just all I'm going to say.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Well, we're going to end this here today, Ben. It's been a pleasure. Really appreciate you explaining everything and giving us a rundown. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we got some honorable mentions here today, and hopefully we can throw some business that way of these other businesses. We'll put all this in the description below of this video. Without anything else to show you or anything else to say, you did a good job. Subscribe, like, and share, and watch some of my other videos. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.